Today is extra special because I'm boarding Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. And guess what? This is officially the biggest cruise ship I have ever been on. So yeah, I might be just a little bit intimidated trying to catch it all on camera. I'm setting sail on an 8-night round trip from Brisbane, Australia, with stops in Noumea and Mystery Island, Vanuatu. But here's the kicker. Ludvig, he couldn't make it. He's stuck working at home, poor guy. So I've brought someone along that you've never met before. We've got plenty of sea days either side, which means we'll be making the absolute most of everything this ship has to offer. Think Zumba, bumper cars, rock climbing, robot-made cocktails, and some interesting onboard competitions. And of course, once we hit land, we'll be diving into the local culture, tropical beaches, and all of the island vibes. I have to be honest, this ship is huge, and I don't know if we're going to be able to discover it all, but I'm sure darn going to try. I'm talking endless restaurants, lounges, bars, and activities to keep us entertained for days, and I'll be showing it to you all, from jaw-dropping ocean views to the North Star, which is a ball up in the sky, to the wildest entertainment on board. So grab your sunscreen, maybe a cocktail, and get ready. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Welcome. Now this is where the word sometimes definitely comes in, because this is indeed Chloe and sometimes Ludvig, and Ludvig's not here with me on this journey. But that is okay, we have a backup, got a very exciting guest, and the name of this guest might be quite hard to believe. You might not be able to remember it, but that's okay, I'll forgive you. Let me welcome Chloe. That's right. Her name's Chloe. Hi Chloe.
Hi guys.
It's finally cruise day. We're hopping aboard an Uber for the 30-ish minute ride to the port. And the excitement, it is real.
Darn it, the palms have begun to sweat. Why? Why does this happen?
That is it. What? And there she is, the Quantum of the Seas in all her glory. Seeing this ship up close, absolute chills. I don't think I've ever felt this tiny in my whole life.
All right, first things first, we have to head over there to the baggage drop. All right, big bag is dropped off. Little bags coming with us.
Check-in was surprisingly smooth. Passports, tickets, a quick photo, and boom. We were officially on board. Time to find our room and get settled in.
So that's them loading all of the bags onto the ship, and I'm assuming that we might have one of these lovely rooms here with an obstructed view, but I guess we'll figure that out in a few moments.
Okay, first things first, we have to go to our muster station.
Safety first.
Now, I was expecting a whole drawn-out process, but nope, quite the opposite. Turns out Royal Caribbean has streamlined this down into just a few taps on the app and a quick check-in at our designated station. We were in and out in literally under a minute. With all of that sorted, it's time to kick off this adventure. Already, I'm pretty amazed at how fancy and modern the corridors are, and the doors are all so modern looking. This feels like a very, very new ship. Welcome home! Welcome to our home for the next 8 nights. Comfy, cozy, and most importantly, with a balcony. Because you know I'll be spending way too much time just staring out at this ocean. If I have to be honest, I was a little upset when they emailed me about 2 weeks before the cruise to say we had an obstructed balcony. Wasn't quite sure what that meant, but I don't think it's that bad. We still have a pretty clear view of the sea. The boat is barely taking up any room, to be honest. Yeah, not bad at all. Since we don't have Ludvig here for reference, Chloe is going to put her arms out and walk across just so you can kind of get an idea of what the human body looks like in the balcony space. This is literally a blessing. I cannot believe we have a kettle and our own coffee, because the worst thing in the world is having to get up out of bed and go in public before a coffee. There's nothing worse, seriously. So this is fantastic. Hey Ludvig, look what I'm doing! Got butterflies. You know when something is so high and so scary, like the tummy butterflies have gone from the tummy and they've transferred to the bum area. That's what happens when I'm really scared of heights. That, my friends, up there is where we were standing before. All the way up there. And I'm all the way down here. See you later, Brisbane. We spotted some info on Wi-Fi, but as expected, it was pretty pricey. We decided we would just connect for a few days here and there instead of splurging on a full package for the entire voyage. Next up, guest services. We wanted to change our bed setup from a double bed to twins. A crew member told us that we could start sorting it straight away from our app in just a few taps. That was really impressive and honestly saved us a lot of time. Once we got back to the room, we fully unpacked because if I'm staying anywhere for over a week, I am going to make myself at home. Waiting for us were our shore excursion tickets and a little reminder that we checked in on Valentine's Day. Again, I'm very sorry, my husband, but I've got a new buddy. This evening, we're not wasting any time at all and we're going straight to what we think is going to be our absolute favourite restaurant, and that is Wonderland. Welcome to Wonderland. The magic has already started because we get to paint to make our menu appear. And you just dip it in the water here, paint your little menu picture, and voila, look at this. Your menu just appears. This is already so much fun, guys. It's a lopsided fork. Look at that. Here comes Cornelius. There he is.
1 to 10. 1, 2, and 10. Abracadabra.
Wow. We have just been served another surprise dish. We have lobster in bone marrow with caviar on top. One little spoonful. So just when we thought things were done, there's another appetizer, and inside a lime here we have tuna. Topped on top of that tuna is some sorbet with some more caviar, and we have a teeny tiny little cracker. That is one of the best ones yet. All right, Cornelius has come out with the mains.
Voila.
Oh, yum! Apparently the fish is hiding underneath. On top it's like this big fried thing. Underneath is the fish, and underneath that is some rice. Branzino fish. Very fresh, very soft. It kind of just falls apart. That's so tender, I think. It looks like it just falls apart. So nice. Wow. Are you so excited for this dessert? Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is so pretty.
Wow.
Wow.
And you're gonna see some singing on the next step.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Indonesia got talent.
Indonesia got talent. I love that.
Aww.
This is content. Oh, new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, nowhere to go.
Keep going.
Just only over here.
Ready? 1, 2, and 10. Abracadabra.
Wow.
It's made from blackcurrant mousse, yeah? With a sweet coconut mushroom garden. Ready? 1,
This
2,
one
and
is
10.
coconut cocoa cookies and yogurt ice cream.
It's made from pistachio mousse, yeah?
Whoa.
And it's meringue.
And over here, that's
And this is cayenne
vegetable
pepper.
mushroom, which should add extra tummy.
Be careful with cayenne pepper, with
Big
hot,
one
yeah?
is made of white chocolate,
Spicy,
mousse, and the
like
small
me.
ones are made of white pepper.
We decided to splurge on the unlimited specialty dining package at around 630 Australian dollars each for the entire cruise. So get ready to drool, folks, because this video is about to get delicious. Well, this evening was an absolute treat. And now, I'm pooped. This is the latest I've been up since the Disney cruise. And I have no idea where the light switches are, so good night. Wow. Coffee with a view. I have to mention something about the balconies. They're not exactly very private. There is a rather large gap under the walls, and you can pretty much hear everything from the rooms next door. Either that, or we just happen to have some really inconsiderate neighbours. Welcome to day 2! At this point, you have learnt that this lady here is called Chloe as well. The Chloes, they call us. You're actually meeting like everybody important in my life. You've met all the family pretty much now. Now you're meeting my bestie, Chloe. We met, how long ago was it now, Chloe?
We're going 2014, so nearly 11 years ago, at a summer camp in upstate New York called Frenchwoods.
And if I can find them, I'll probably place some lovely pictures of that over this voice right here. We've pretty much been inseparable ever since, great. Yeah, so she lives in Perth, Australia, and we of course live in New Zealand, but we always manage to meet up. I feel like it's almost at least once, if not twice a year at this point. Yeah, I think Chloe might potentially become a common guest on this channel because she's pretty darn keen to continue traveling and seeing the world, and yeah, I might persuade her to come on a sleeper train or two. How would you feel about that?
That could be exciting. I've never been on a sleeper train, so that would be fun.
We have to take her on one. With that said, let's go for the room tour. Was it a room tour you were after? I knew it. Come on through to the obstructed balcony view room. This here is like the entrance hallway. Straight to your right as you enter is a lovely full-length mirror, so you can check out how flash you look. Through here is kind of the everything zone. To my surprise, there's a massive lounge suite in here. This couch is pretty darn huge and surprisingly comfy and surprisingly matching today. What? Did not do that on purpose, I swear. Also here is a desk zone, so we've got like a office chair section, and this also is where you have a ton of different outlets, lots of different charging options. Of course, this is American plugs, so luckily Chloe was awesome. She bought our adapters for us. If you are coming on a Royal Caribbean cruise, just be aware, most likely you're gonna have American plugs. I did notice on Disney, I think you guys saw, we had an adapter included in our room, which was really thoughtful. We have a lovely little vanity section, a lovely little chair section. We've got some very cool little crevices. I find these little bits so cute. And then just over here, one of the coolest things on a cruise ship. I don't know many times I've been in a cruise ship where they've included, or in a cruise cabin where they've included a kettle. I don't know why, but it's hard to come by. And I really like this because my favorite thing is to wake up in the morning, usually have my coffee, get my caffeine hit in peace, then go out into the public open world and deal with people. We have this massive big section here, tons and 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 tons of storage. And a fridge. Through here is a TV, which by the way guys, movies are not included. Turns out on here you have to pay. Looks like they're about, whoa, 12, I thought that said $1.99 for a second. $12. So that is terrible. I remember being super duper excited on Hurtigruten and Virgin Voyages recently where they have the movies included, and it's been so nice to have that included. I kind of got used to it, and I forgot that on a lot of cruise ships, that's not normal. You usually do have to pay. And around here is our beds section. 2 beds, beautiful, just a teeny little gap. It didn't make much difference, but perfect. I do tend to do this a lot and kick around. I didn't want to kick Chloe in her sleep. And more, and more, and more, and more, and more storage. This feels a little bit like camper van storage, and I love it. You can really not get enough storage in here. And then the main event, friends, is this. The balcony obstruction view. Now guys, it is time to go to, I reckon, is the best sushi, the best Japanese food I've ever eaten in my life, Izumi restaurant. If you watched our transatlantic cruise when Ludvig and I traveled from Copenhagen to Boston, you would have seen we went to Izumi a lot of times on that ship, and I was thrilled to see it's on this ship also. And that's where we're going for lunch today. Are you excited?
You betcha! Woo!
Let's go. Okay, so because Chloe and I have unlimited dining package, we get to choose for lunch 1 small plate, 2 large plates, and 1 dessert. All right, starters are here. Chloe went with the karaage chicken. And here we have, my starter is a ginger tofu salad. And this looks pretty darn delicious. For your viewing pleasure, I'm gonna do this very cinematically like this. Oh, glorious. And I realized that's what the curly carrots were for. So Chloe went for the snow crab sushi roll, and then would you like to give me a plate swivel of the beef teriyaki bowl? That looks pretty sensational. I have a special off menu vegetarian roll. It looks like some kind of veggies, got some avocado in there, nice sesame seeds. Oh, just love sesame seeds. And I also got the spicy tuna roll, which is what they call flash fried. Yes, I know this one. I know this one. Finally a question I got correct.
3, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Now a top tip here, if you're not a super big drinker like I am, but you still enjoy a glass of wine here and there, and you want to save a bit of money, highly recommend going and buying some cheap or averagely priced wine before you board, because you can take a bottle of wine per person. So I chucked one in my bag, one in my friend Chloe's bag, and voila, we have 2 bottles of wine, and I'm probably barely going to spend any money on alcoholic beverages. So, and this cost me altogether probably $20-30, so very, very good decision. We're gonna go and watch some people playing instruments. So this piano has a little curved bar and seats that go right around the piano, and you could awkwardly sit right next to the piano player and just stare at them. So Chloe is taking it upon herself to sit right up the front. She's gonna stare straight at the piano player. How cute is that? Here he is, the piano player, and we are ready. We are ready to watch. Formal night, and I'm wearing the same exact dress that I wear for every single formal night on every single cruise. What do you know? And it has splits, so it's fancy, and I'm wearing my earrings from my wedding, so it's fancy. Some people though are dressed up to the nines. They've got sequins, they've got tuxedos with a bow tie or even a tie, and I am pretty impressed. We definitely didn't prepare so well for this, but that's okay. Some people are still in their flip-flops, even Crocs. So I think we're doing pretty good. We're about the middle ground. Tonight we're gonna go and see sequins and something else. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a dance, singing, music type of vibe. Oh, look at you! Oh, lipstick! Yeah. Oh, it's so nice! Oh, so pretty! Yeah. She's also wearing her high heels from my wedding. Now, for dinner, we went to Chops Grill, the classic American steakhouse on board. If you've ever been to one of those fancy steak places that make you feel like you're eating something exclusive, this is it. They serve all kinds of meat and seafood, but the steak is the star. We kicked things off with appetizers. I went for the crispy goat's cheese salad, and Chloe got the colossal shrimp cocktail, which she absolutely devoured. For the main course, I went for the spicy jumbo shrimp, which had a bit of a kick and was super tasty. We also went for some truffle fries, mac and cheese, mushrooms, asparagus, and it was basically a flavor explosion, and we were both way too full to even finish everything. The vibes in Chops Grill was just on point, perfect for a relaxed yet fancy evening, and we were already planning on what we were going to order next time. That show was awesome. Very, very different to Disney Cruise and some of the other cruises I've seen. You reckon?
Yeah.
It's a little bit raunchy, but I liked it. It was great.
Definitely needed to have like a parent warning Because there was a few parents who left very swiftly with their children after the first couple of songs.
It's time for silent disco. Yay! I've been wanting to go to one of these for so long. Now that you've seen most of the onboard activities, how about a proper ship tour? Let's kick things off with some stats. Quantum of the Seas is 136 feet wide and stretches an enormous 1,141 feet long, cruising at 22 knots. It has 16 decks in total with 14 dedicated to guests. And yes, I'm saying decks. Get your mind out of the gutter, friends, especially my American viewers who always think I'm saying something else in my Kiwi accent.
First, wash your dick with soap and water.
At full capacity, this floating city can hold up to 4,905 guests, and it first set sail back on November 2nd in 2014. Dining on board is next level. Let's start with the specialty restaurants, which are the ones that cost extra. Obviously, no surprise, our absolute favourite is Jamie's Italian, and if you go there, please do yourself a favour and order the truffle tagliatelle and garlic bread. You'll thank me later. There's also Izumi, which serves up sushi and hibachi. There's Wonderland, which is Royal Caribbean's attempt at experimental dining, inspired by Alice in Wonderland. Think whimsical presentations and molecular gastronomy. There's also Chops Grill, the classic steakhouse that we may have visited more than once. There's also the Solarium Bistro, which we wouldn't particularly recommend. And there's also a specialty cafe called La Patisserie, where you can order your Starbucks coffee. In fact, Starbucks drinks are available at multiple spots on the ship. And annoyingly, all of the fancy cakes and desserts at La Patisserie cost extra. For those who don't want to pay extra, the complimentary dining options were actually pretty great. There are 4 main dining rooms, each with a different theme, as well as the Windjammer buffet, which surprised me by actually being really good. The ship's pizza spot, Sorrento's, was an absolute lifesaver because it was open ridiculously late until around 3 a.m. There are also 2 complimentary cafes, the Cafe Promenade and Cafe 270. And for a bit of fun, there's also a hot dog stand inside the Seaplex. By the way, I'd love to know what dishes you've liked the look of most so far. Let me know in the comments. The ship is packed with pools, featuring 2 outdoor pools and 2 indoor pools, including the adults-only Solarium at the front of the ship. There are many hot tubs as well scattered around. One of our favourite things was the outdoor movie screen at the main pool, which made for a really fun way to unwind in the evenings. There's also a private sun deck for suite guests, which obviously we didn't have access to. There is no shortage of places to be entertained on this ship. The Royal Theatre hosts big production shows, and during the day it occasionally plays movies. The 270 Lounge is a futuristic entertainment space where they hold game shows and put on high-tech productions. Then there's the Music Hall, which was home to everything from trivia to silent disco, line dancing, and live bands. But the Seaplex is where everything gets really crazy. This massive multi-use venue is home to bumper cars, yes, bumper cars on a cruise ship, as well as air hockey, Xbox gaming, and a giant sports court. Surrounding the Seaplex is a full jogging track, meaning you can technically stay fit while cruising if you have that kind of willpower. For your drinks and nightlife, there are plenty of options. Our favourite spot was the Harp and Horn pub, which was absolutely buzzing. There's also, of course, the Bionic bar, where the robotic arms make your cocktails. Super cool to watch, but honestly they're a little bit slow. The Schooner bar, or Schooner bar, I don't know, Chloe and I could never decide which way you say this, but this is home to some phenomenal piano players, including Felipe. Bolero's was another solid option, hosting live Latin music, while Vintage's Wine Bar had a cool and sophisticated vibe and served some really nice wine. There's the Flow Rider surf simulator. Looked fun, but also like a prime way to break a bone, so we skipped that one. The rock climbing wall was surprisingly quiet most of the time, and there was the iFly skydiving simulator, which we never once saw available on the daily schedule, but it was there. When you're on board, the Royal Caribbean app becomes your best friend. This is where you book your dining, your shows and activities, check the daily schedule, and organise your entire plan for the day. Since there is so much happening on board, the app makes it a lot easier to juggle everything. Ours was always jam-packed because we tried to do as much as humanly possible. You could have a chill and relaxing cruise, but we definitely didn't. This ship is absolutely enormous, and I can almost guarantee I've forgotten to mention something. The fact that we spent over a week on board and I still didn't see or do everything is mind-blowing. If you've sailed on Quantum of the Seas, do let me know. What have I missed?
So last night we ended up staying up well past our bedtimes. It was 12:30 by the time we went to bed, but because we were traveling into a different date line, it ended up being 1:30 by the time we were actually going to bed. We had actually signed up for a Pilates class this morning at 8 a.m. I set my alarm for 7:15, ready to get up in time for the class. Turns out that, I forgot to put my clock forward and we missed our Pilates class. Tragic. So instead, we went for a run on the treadmill and still feeling great. Love it. This gym on board is really, really, really nice. Today is a really exciting day because we actually have so many activities booked. Costly activities, extra activities, and I may splurge a little bit more when I'm not with Ludvig than when I am. Sorry, honey.
I am bursting with excitement.
But we've signed up for a sushi making class at Izumi. Oop, it's exactly 10 o'clock right now. I need to go. Fluffing around this morning. Let's go and make some sushi, my friends.
The sushi class was way busier than expected, and as much as I dislike cooking, this was actually really fun and totally doable. Probably because they did most of the hard work for us and prepped everything. But Ludvig, honey, don't get your hopes up. This is not becoming a regular thing at home. The chef and staff was super entertaining and helpful, and most importantly, our sushi was actually edible. If you're a sushi fan, I'll definitely recommend giving this a go. It cost us $80 US for the both of us, 2 adults, and we even got a certificate. How cute is that?
Oh, wow. Thank you.
From Book Restaurant.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Right after that, as if we hadn't eaten enough, we were heading to another special food event. Taste of Royal. This was a fancy lunch at Wonderland restaurant, featuring dishes from across Royal Caribbean's fleet, things that you can't necessarily get on this ship. We also got a little behind the scenes look at the kitchen, which I believed is shared with 2 other restaurants.
This is really cool. We're behind the scenes in the gallery in the kitchen. The room is mine.
Super interesting to see how it all runs behind the scenes, and sneak peek, we will be seeing a lot more behind the scenes. This is not on the menu, but it's a secret dish in 1 spoonful. It tastes like a salmon and cream cheese bagel almost.
Welcome to our Taste of Royal. So this is our bread from chef table. We call it rock salt pepper with truffle butter. So you can feel it truffle inside, okay? Enjoy.
So this experience cost us about $45 and we get all of these 4 courses. Don't mind my water drip there, but for an additional $20.99 you can add on wine pairings. Don't even need that. No. Another bonus.
It's from,
Oh, crab cake. Oh my gosh. Cute. Thank you. Right, so aside from all the bonuses, this is where the 4-course actually begins. Here we have tuna tartare. It's yellowfin tuna, and it's also got some caviar on top. We've got some little crackers, and we basically take the tuna, pop them on the crackers. We've got some little wasabi sauce around the outside too, and it looks pretty phenomenal. I'm loving what they've done with the place. It's a lot to fit on one cracker, one tiny cracker. Next up, risotto time, and I'm loving this bowl. I quite want this to bring home with me and have my cereal in it. We didn't get the wine package, but we ended up with a wine somehow because Cornelius, our waiter, is just too lovely. So, cheers, Chloe. Chin chin. Uh-oh. It's only 12 p.m. Doesn't end here. We even have 3 types of sauce.
we have a red one here, peppercorn and bernaise. Bernaise is like egg yolk and butter emulsion.
My husband is obsessed with béarnaise, but I'm not going to have that. Can I get peppercorn? Yeah.
For the the side, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? That's glorious. Chloe's going to go for it. She's going to go for the béarnaise. Ludvig will be proud. It's time for a steak. And I never thought I'd say that. I think it's probably been like 15 or 20 years since I've had a steak. So this is very exciting. So let's dig in. Oh, wow. Oh, that looks so delicious. Oh my gosh. Mashed potato. Oh, this is crazy. So well cooked. So delicious. We've come to the end of our journey, and it is the one we've been waiting for, the fried cheesecake. It's fried with flour around it. We've got Nutella, whipped cream, and caramelized popcorn. I'm very excited about it.
So I'm going to try the whipped cream first, because I think when we try it, we have to do it each little bit first and then try it all together. So the whipped cream is like ice cream, like it's super smooth and creamy, like it's so nice. Little hint of vanilla bean, like very, very nice. Can you hear the crunch? Like it's so delicious. It's a vanilla bean cheesecake. It's so soft and delicious. That's like one of the most amazing things I've probably ever eaten. For something that's deep fried, like that's insane. It's so good.
I don't usually like whipped cream, and that is fantastic. Yeah, it's very crunchy, very much deep fried, and I'm so glad I went for a run on the treadmill this morning. Yes, listen to this crunch. Not the most extreme junk food I've ever had, but so good. The best junk food I've ever had. That evening, we tried another specialty restaurant, more casual vibe, called Solarium Bistro. It's a buffet-style setup, but everything is pre-portioned for you. Sounded really cool in theory, but honestly, a total letdown. For something that's supposed to be premium, we would have rather gone somewhere else. We even had to double check that we booked a specialty restaurant because we couldn't believe it was one. The fish was pretty dry, like it had been sitting out forever. The pasta station, while exciting, was just bland and lifeless. Service was pretty meh, and the only thing we got excited about was the flambéed creme brulee, where they fire it up, you know? And it looked amazing, but sadly did not taste the part.
Give me your set. Here you are. 3. Yes. Here you are.
Well, bonjour there, and welcome to New Caledonia. We are currently in Noumea, which is a completely new place for me. I had zero expectation that I would ever even come here, so it's a very lovely surprise. We're here from 7:30 till around 4:30, so we have got a full day here, but no shore excursions booked. There wasn't really anything that tickled my fancy. It was also very expensive. If you're a cruiser, you know how expensive these can be. Instead, we've found a train. It would not be a Chloe and sometimes Ludvig video without a train ride, even though the sometimes Ludvig is not here. I was going to check some awesome facts on Google for you right now, like tell you the population of Noumea, but my 24-hour Wi-Fi just died, so voiceover Chloe's just gonna have to do it. Oh, we'll find out the population very shortly, camera-based Chloe. Don't you worry. Our first port of call. Getting into the city was super easy. A quick 10-minute free shuttle for all cruise guests. We were dropped off right in the heart of Noumea, where there was a bustling local market with handmade goods, live music, and even hair braiding. There were also plenty of tour options being sold under tents here, so if you do arrive without a plan, you'll definitely find something to do last minute. We saw so many different tour buses offering a variety of experiences. We hopped on a cute little train for a sightseeing tour and learned some very fascinating facts about Noumea on the way. The Melanesian people make up around 40% of the population here, shaping much of the local culture.
Yes.
Do you know the population of Noumea?
So we are roughly around 2,500 people inhabiting here.
Wow.
So I mean that's not that huge. I mean you guys.
That's quite small, I would think.
Small.
Captain James Cook discovered New Caledonia in 1774 and named it after Scotland, his father's homeland. The island has a history of being a penal colony, with 20,000 prisoners sent here for labour work. And nickel mining plays a huge role in the economy here, accounting for around 30% of Noumea's income. And the city is actually the 5th largest producer of nickel in the world. Life here isn't always easy. We learned that minimum wage is around 1,400 Australian dollars per month, and many locals actually work 2 jobs to make ends meet. In fact, our train guide Julia, she told us she spends her time working at a local bar when she's not leading these tours.
So yeah, we are a small island, little island, and some of the people go to France, to do their study, and they all living. So, but we're still here.
Yeah.
And free. You are guys free to come back here anytime. Yay. So it's only 2 hours by plane from Australia. So it's really nice.
It's nice. It's beautiful, guys. Make sure you come here and go on this cute train ride. It's gorgeous. Interestingly, Noumea only really has 2 seasons, and with winter temperatures being around 24 degrees Celsius, locals actually find it cold. Yeah, religion also plays a really big role in society here, with around 70% of the population identifying as Catholic. After our tour, we headed straight back to the ship for a grilled cheese sandwich at 270 Cafe, because priorities. Then we grabbed a cocktail at the pub. As we departed Noumea, we snagged possibly the best seats in the house, the day beds right at the front of the ship, and the adults-only Solarium. If you ever want an epic view when arriving or leaving a port, this is the spot. Tonight I was beyond excited because we were eating Italian food, and this meal was insanely good. There were no rules here. You could order as many starters as you wanted, so naturally we went all in. Safe to say, this was a feast. So glad I went for a run this morning. We wrapped up the night with a magic show, and it was so entertaining. I love a good magic show. On the way back to our room, we stumbled across another silent disco, and as much as we wanted to join, one silent disco per cruise feels like enough for these grandmas. Our next stop was Mystery Island, Vanuatu. But before exploring the island itself, we had a special excursion planned. To get to Mystery Island, cruise guests have to take a tender boat from the ship. Our morning started at the shore excursion area, where our tickets were checked before we were sent to the Royal Theatre together with the rest of our tour group. From there, it was time to hop on a much smaller boat for a short 10-minute ride across to another island, Noum&eacute, totally butchering that, but Noum&eacute Island. This short excursion booked through the cruise costed around 300 Australian dollars for the 2 of us.
Wow, nice smile.
Oh, thank you! That was probably a bit creepy. Look at this water! Look at it! Oh my gosh, look how white this sand is! This is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. We always go to Arctic places. I never go anywhere tropical. This is incredible.
Well, we've got tropical.
All my life you have been so good. In every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
So, we're going to another island.
Local dialect, we call it Inba.
Imba.
Inba, exactly. Inba means peace. Peace. So just before we headed there, one of you will be our volunteer. Anyone? Anyone?
Chloe.
Okay. And your name?
Chloe.
Chloe will be our volunteer. So Chloe, whenever we are right at the entrance, our warriors, they will rush towards us to welcome us. It will be a little bit scary, but don't worry, we will all survive after this. Chloe will save us. Chloe just
Yes, Chloe.
well done. Okay. Yes.
You're welcome, guys.
Okay, so just say, Chief, we come in peace. Hand this leaf to the chief. Then the chief will let us in.
Please don't lose it. Our life is all in your hands.
No pressure, guys.
Wow, look at this village. Oh, wow. So they have a ton of free-range chickens just roaming around. Wow. Which one's the chief?
Yeah. That's him. Come in, please.
Oh, they put their sticks on.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome and enjoy your time here with us.
The island itself serves a population of around 1,600 to 1,950 people, although even the locals seem to have different numbers. With 83 islands making up Vanuatu, it's no surprise that life here is a little different from what we're used to. There are no more than 5 cars on this island, and the only person with a quad bike is the local policeman. Most people rely on walking or boats to get around.
On each. Okay, here on our island we speak 3 languages. Our first language that we speak is Alps. This one, I think you need a bigger one.
Thank you.
I get the tiny one. Thank you.
Okay, yes, our first language that we speak is our dialect from the island itself. And the second language we speak is Pishlama. Pishlama is a language that is spoken all throughout the country. Vanuatu is made up of little islands that are scattered, and people are living on 83 of those islands. They have their own dialects, each island. Some islands have like more than 100 languages.
Thank you. No aircon on this island.
Thank you.
You said you have nice
Thank you.
Out in the sea, out like coconut all over your body the next day.
We have also arrows that we down fire. Something like this. And stones also go on it. Just before we scrape off the manual flesh, we must light up a fire first. Put the sticks on top of the fire, stone. The small family, just like small ones in the small family. Then we harden the bottom with the same leaves, like she's doing. And we fasten with the rope. When they end that, we just put a rope and touch 4. Right and us. Thank you guys for choosing this tour. We hope that you've learned something new and different when you come home. And when you go back, just tell your friends about this tour. And for the rest of this afternoon and your next sport tomorrow, we just want to wish you a safe journey back home and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How epic was that? Amazing. That was so awesome. One of my favorite things I've ever done. And I know I feel like I say that about everything I do, but it was particularly awesome because it was meeting locals and learning about their life. And oh my gosh, like their day-to-day life is so interesting.
But also culturally as well, like the 6 chiefs, I think what was it, 26 tribes.
Yeah.
And that, like all of that information, like they're still upholding their original cultural values.
Yes.
Which is like insane.
Yeah, it's incredible. We learned so much. If you do find yourself on a cruise, you come to Mystery Island, I highly recommend, is it Keanu Village?
Yes.
Yes, the Keanu Village Cultural Tour. It's the best. Oh my goodness, you'll love it. After returning to Mystery Island, we set off on foot to explore. The island is tiny. You could walk around the whole thing in less than an hour, but it was packed with stalls set up for guests, selling everything from handmade crafts to island-style massages. There were no cafes or restaurants, but we did find some homemade burgers and even instant noodles. Like Noumea, there were plenty of last-minute activities available here too, including snorkeling and glass-bottom boat tours. We, however, booked ours through Royal Caribbean before our cruise, and this one cost us $440 Australian for the two of us. Fun fact, no one actually lives on Mystery Island. The locals come over from Anetium. Sorry, I'm never going to be able to say this one. Wow. Here's the airport.
Vanuatu has been very interesting. Very much enjoyed the cultural tour. Also part of that, we got to try some of their traditional foods that they do after they've had cyclones in the area. So it's the way that they preserve their foods after a cyclone. So that was really cool to see and do and take part in. Chloe ate some of the most amazing passion fruit. Yeah, just very lovely of them to welcome us into their life and their village and their cultures. So that's been amazing.
We have only just begun, and this is so much fun. Oh, sorry, letting my teammate down. This is really awesome. You can see so much below you.
Now it's time for snorkeling. Oh my god, I've just seen a gigantic blue starfish. What the heck? Look at this thing. That was so cool!
So good.
Oh my gosh, I forgot how much I just love snorkeling. It's just like a whole different world. It makes me really want to go scuba diving. Yeah,
The colours of the fish and everything were just amazing. The
beautiful.
coral.
Tonight, we finally tried the main dining room. There are actually 4 different main dining rooms, each with a slightly different theme. We weren't able to pick one, we were simply given a table in whichever one had a free table for 2. Instead of a set early or late dining time, like you would traditionally have on a cruise, we opted for what's called mai tai dining, meaning we could eat whenever we wanted between certain hours of the evening. We enjoyed a 3-course meal, and the restaurant was very beautifully designed. But to be honest, I think we'd already spoiled ourselves with the specialty restaurants. I barely made it through my food. Looking back, I think we should have started the cruise in the main dining room and worked our way up, because once you've tasted some of the good stuff, it's pretty hard to go back. After dinner, we decided to check out the ship's photography stations. We had constantly seen people posing for professional photo shoots around the ship, and we were so curious about what it was all about. But let's be honest, a formal, serious, classic photo shoot isn't really our style. We needed something a little nerdier. Well, there's a change of plans for us. So we originally had one day in Noumea, and then 2 days in Vanuatu. But before we were able to have our second day in Mystery Island, we were alerted that there was a medical emergency on board. Therefore, we'd be turning back to Noumea. It's the closest place that they could get them to safely. We did hear that they were dropped off safely and got to be where they needed to be. So instead of 2 sea days to get back to Brisbane, we now have 3.
Another 2 medical emergencies.
Another 2!
Another 2.
Thank goodness, like, we have heard that the original medical emergency, everything's good, it went really well, they got to where they needed to be, so that's really lovely. But man, what are the odds of that happening? That's crazy. But while that's all happening, we're going to do some Zumba. Are you excited, Chloe?
Maybe I should get my workout gear on.
Since we unexpectedly had an extra sea day, we went into full cram and everything possible activity mode. First up, a Zumba class with our cruise director, which was way more fun than we expected. From there, we basically bounced from one thing to the next. Bumper cars, badminton, basketball, rock climbing, cocktail drinking obviously, live music, and even a towel folding seminar. Yes, towel origami is an art form and we respect it. There were also some questionable but highly entertaining events, including the legendary belly flop competition and the infamous World's Sexiest Man contest, which I have to say featured some truly bold performances. But the real highlight, we finally got to experience the North Star, one of the most unique attractions at sea. Imagine stepping into a futuristic observation pod and being gently lifted over 300 feet above sea level, giving you a 360-degree panoramic view of the ship, the ocean, and the coastline. Did you know that this thing even holds a Guinness World Record for the tallest viewing deck on a cruise ship? It's insane. Somewhere in between all of this madness, we also had the very important life experience of getting a cocktail made by a robot at the Bionic Bar. Watching this thing shake up a drink was highly entertaining. We also somehow got really into the ship's professional photo shoots. I thought the last one would be our first and last, but don't ask me how it happened. Here we are striking poses like seasoned models. Still won't pay for them though. Too expensive. And yes, we maybe went back to Jamie's Italian again. What can I say? That truffle tagliatelle is basically a love language. This time we had the absolute pleasure of meeting our server Melvin, or as he preferred to be called, Sexy.
2. Mo magawita po mas sweet senorita. Tikim ba tequila ba ta hacha macha play ba? Chika ba mama JMB wal chika ba ta hama dek anatomy forget the brain forget the personality wara mata is ma heavy to joystick. My name is Sexy Melvin and I am it. I love pretty girls and I love to eat. I made this rap from my mind and I am very very kind.
I mean, where else would this happen but on a cruise ship? Let's talk about the thong throwing competition. In Australia, a thong is actually a flip-flop. You're welcome for the cultural education. Contestants lined up and hurled their flip-flops as far as humanly possible, and honestly, it looked ridiculously fun. I really wanted to join in, but I don't own a thong flip-flop. Yeah. After all of that, we finally squeezed in a little bit of lounging in the Solarium, which was much needed. This evening, we are dressing
Too impressing.
That's the theme of this evening, and I don't know if this impresses you, but it'd be rude not to, right? I think we look rather impressive.
Very muchly. In our best dress.
This is our second to last night on the cruise. We are going to another show. We're going to watch a guy singing Queen songs. And then tomorrow, my folks, my friends, my folks, we're going on an all-access ship tour. I'm so excited for that. And I can't wait to take you with us. Goodbye for now. Oh, these guys definitely dressed to impress. To round out the day, on night 7, we decided to try room service breakfast. Fun fact, continental breakfast is actually free, which I totally wasn't expecting. Everything else though, it's going to cost you $7.95 US for delivery plus gratuities, because nothing in life is truly free. Hello. Good morning.
got bagels, we've got fruit, we've got granola, and a selection of pastries. Oh, very cute. Oh, and some yogurt.
Today, we did something seriously epic. A behind-the-scenes ship tour that took us deep into the inner workings of this floating city. This experience cost us $525 Australian for 2 adults. And let me tell you, it was worth every cent. Easily one of the coolest things I've ever done on a cruise ship. As we stepped behind the guests' areas and into the crew-only zones, we quickly realised just how much effort goes into keeping everything running smoothly. With 4,435 guests on board, it takes an army of 1,500 crew members to make the magic happen. And out of those, 270 of them are dedicated to just one thing: cooking. One of the biggest jaw droppers, the sheer amount of food. We visited one of the main dining rooms, which alone serves up to 7,000 meals per day. Across the entire ship, that number doubles to 14,000 meals every single day. We learned that the ship's provisions team orders everything 90 days in advance, carefully planning based on the demographics of the guests. For example, if there are lots of families and kids, they make sure to stock up on extra ice cream and chocolate. And just in case of delays or unexpected hiccups, they always keep a backup supply of 3 to 4 days worth of every single item. For this 8-day voyage, they ordered a whopping 30 pallets of beer and spent $1.2 million on food and supplies, including everything needed for the crew as well. Speaking of the crew, most of them hail from the Philippines and India, and while they cook for guests, they also get to enjoy authentic meals from their homelands in their own dining areas. Next up, we made our way to the laundry facilities, where we discovered just how much work goes into keeping the ship stocked with fresh towels, linens, and uniforms. With just 16 people running the entire operation, they press between 500 and 1,000 items per day. The real star of the show? The giant blue machines in here that press and fold sheets in just 15 seconds. These machines handle between 10 and 12,000 items per day, ensuring that every towel, pillowcase, and bedsheet on board is crisp and clean. We also got a peek behind the curtain at the ship's entertainment teams. What surprised us? There are 2 completely different casts on board, one for the 270 Theatre and another for the Royal Theatre. That means double the rehearsals, double the performances, and a whole lot of talent on board. Seeing the behind the scenes of a cruise ship made me really appreciate just how much effort, planning, and coordination goes into making everything run so smoothly. It's an incredible operation and one I'll never forget. Hello. Well, I'd like to inform you, unfortunately, it's our last night on the cruise. Chloe, how have you found the Quantum of the Sea ship itself?
I think it's an amazing ship. It's quite large. It doesn't feel like there is 4,500 people on here with us. Never felt busy or anything like that, which was really good. There has been an immense amount of specialty restaurants here on board, and I think we have been spoilt for food. I really enjoyed the all-access ship tour this morning, and I think maybe the cultural village tour, that was really cool as well.
One more question. Are you single?
Yes.
There you have it, folks. If you fancy my best buddy Chloe, she's a single lady. Because I know you're going to ask that in the comments already, so I'm just getting ahead of it right now. And yes, she is. Hit me up in the comments and we'll see.
Thanks for pimping me out, guys. It's a real friendship right there.
Anyway, with that said, we are finishing off the cruise with an absolute bang, and that is the Chef's Table. So this is an exclusive event for about 15, 16 people, and we are in a special private room in Chops Grill restaurant. It's a whole 2 hours long, so it sounds like it's going to be quite the seminar almost. Let's go and eat dinner.
Go by the name Mr. Pepper.
Oh.
That's right. Many of you know me by Mr. Pepper. You know why they call me Mr. Pepper?
No.
Because I bring the spice to the table. And it'll be my duty to make sure you guys are completely well fed and so drunk that you want to dance on this table.
Oh, here he is, here he is.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today?
Yes. You enjoy cruising with Wonderland. Please enjoy your wine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is your first white wine. It's called Pinot Grigio Athens from Italy. It is a 2022 bottle make. And this has beautiful flavors of white mockrot, which is a kind of lime, like white nectarine. It's a kind of fruit.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That is so pretty.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, for the next one we have the grilled branzino. So this branzino are really Mediterranean fish bas.
Asparagus.
I'm definitely getting a little bit drunk. Just a little bit. Not sure if we'll make it to the comedy show. And I haven't even finished any of my wines. But we've still got 2 minutes to go.
Of course. Can I call you Papa? This is a $300 bottle, but you get it for $9.99 at Costco. So I wouldn't recommend buying it on the ship.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so exciting. Whoa, look at that. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, say bye to Nicole.
This is Craig.
That is me.
Craig's been
Mr. Pepper.
amazing waiter.
That's right.
At chef table dinner.
The one and only.
Yes.
The man, the myth, the legend. Ta-da! Daddy cool.
Aw. Bye, obstructed balcony room. And that's a wrap on this incredible adventure aboard Quantum of the Seas. I hope you had just as much fun watching as we did experiencing it. But if you love cruise videos, you're in for a treat because we also sailed recently on a luxury Norwegian cruise, and this time Ludvig actually got to make it. It's a 3-part series covering our 14-night journey up the stunning Norwegian coast into the Arctic. Trust me, it was an unreal experience and quite different to this one. So if you haven't seen that, you can check it out right here. Oh, and before we go, let me quickly tell you how much did this cruise actually cost? Well, in total, it was 2,835 Australian dollars for the 2 of us. But you've seen how much we added on along the way, so you can guess that this was quite a lot more expensive. We wanted to capture some epic stuff for you. You can thank me later. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments where you'd love to see me cruise next. See you in the next adventure.